and you have no choice. It's almost like the grace has been lifted with some of those external choices, and you have to walk in a little bit more of a divine purpose. Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to the Taylor Nardone Podcast. Guys, we are happy to have you here. I have a hot coffee today. I don't know it's getting warm out and I have a hot coffee. I'm not sure. I don't know what that means, but whatever. But welcome on back. I am, of course, excited about this episode today. And I got to tell you something. This is a little bit of an impromptu one. I wasn't planning on filming today, but I said, you know what? I said, it's coming up. It's coming up. And I know there's someone out there that is going to resonate with this, that needs to hear this. And it really is the concept of when in your life it feels like the river has dried up, the opportunities have dried up, or in some capacity, you've been cornered and you feel like you have nowhere to go. I want this episode to be reassurance for you that God is about to pave a way, and that actually when you've been cornered and you have no other options but to divinely trust, yes. But I want to talk about this, and if this resonates with you, let me know, drop a comment on this video. When I've had so many moments in my life, and especially a little bit recently, where I realize that I almost have been cornered in a certain sense. Where it almost feels like, this didn't, and this didn't, and this didn't, and this didn't. I can't really go down that, and I can't do that. And you're literally pinned against the wall, and you have no choice. It's almost like the grace has been lifted with some of those external choices, and you have to walk in a little bit more of a divine purpose. I want to tell you today that is unbelievably powerful. That is unbelievably powerful. And I want to remind you that when it feels like the world is caving in around you and everything has been taken away from you, that God is planting new seeds. Now, then what can also happen? Okay, so let's use the analogy of a garden here. So you have a beautiful garden and we're taking away all of the weeds. Well, we might even have to replace the soil. So there might be a time where you're not even seeing things grow, but you are literally purifying and replacing the soil, and then you're planting the new seeds. There is a season for everything. If it has dried up for you, it is not going to stay like that forever. And how do we know this? Guys, nothing has stayed the same for life ever. The only constant we have is change. And you get to sit with that today. You get to remember that. And this is where I throw in Jeremiah 29:11. For know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope in a future. If it's all been taken away, good. There may have been a time where you had a few more choices, and now it's like it's game time and it's go time, and boom, here we go. And I'm telling you right now, if it feels like it has been pulled, it is truly just beginning. And that's the beautiful thing about this. That's the beautiful thing about God. It's when you think it's all being taken away and you think it's over, something at the 11th hour comes in and all of a sudden it's a new beginning. Look back in your life and you find the evidence of that. When you thought it was taken away and then something came back and started afresh and something new was birthed. This is real. And this happens. But I want you to sit in the safety within you right now as you listen to this. If you can feel that in your soul, if you feel this grounded sense of some roots being planted right now, yes, it is safe. I'm being provided for. There is a new path ahead. Something new is coming. This is so exciting. I love that there's a blank canvas. I don't know what the answers are yet. I don't have to know what the answers are yet. I just have to take my next step. So write down right now, pause the video and sit with this for a second. And write down your next step if you're being honest with yourself. Do you ever find that sometimes when you get that sense of safety and you know that everything's working, maybe you listen to this podcast, you listen to something else, and you're feeling the spirit, you're like, yes, I've got it, everything's going to be all good, that you almost then go, wait a second. Do I have to second guess this? Should I be worrying about this? You almost try and find something to worry about because you're so used to it. No, sit in the safety of this right now. Sit in the safety of this. It is lining up for you. It always has been. And it always will. There are difficult experiences here, but they're going to be used. If it was allowed, it'll be used. And we got to trust that. And in sitting with this, how does that now inform how you walk? In our Come As You Are community last week, we talked about the posture of victory. The posture of victory has nothing to do with, you mapping out this life and everything going according to plan. I know if you're watching this right now, shit hit the fan at some point. I know it did. Let's be so honest about that, right? This is about recognizing that if it's not this, it gets to be something better. That even if things are being taken, guess what? More room is being made for what's to come. Why don't you sit in that excitement for a second? Sit in the excitement of not needing to know what it is, but sitting in the excitement of knowing that something is coming, something new is on its way. I look forward to seeing how it unfolds. Write those affirmations for yourself. When you start to feel those negative thoughts come in that are pulling you down and sucking you dry, that are pulling you out of alignment, you could feel that, guys. That's where the anxiety is. That's where the panic is. Well, write a belief that immediately combats that. If you have a deep faith, write a verse that combats that immediately. Give yourself a piece of that core truth and then look back and fill in those beliefs with the data to prove that from your life. But I want you to sit in the excitement today. This is the energy of windows down, hair flying in the wind. That's the vibe of this. Okay, that there gets to be more to your story, that it's not over yet, and you're not out of time. You're not out of time. And here's the thing. I'm speaking very broadly right now. Okay, certain seasons pass and certain things do pass in this life that we feel that we miss. But sometimes we miss something in our life and we think it's over. It's never over. There is always a new beginning. And it's one of my favorite lines. Can't remember if I said it last week in the podcast, but you're always arriving and always departing. I always joke about that. I feel like the minute I land somewhere, God's like, all right, here's your next move. But that's exciting. There's always something new being birthed. So what's being birthed in your life right now? And as you sit with this peace and as you sit with this feeling of, okay, there is good to come, what are the thoughts that start to come through in your mind? Be honest with yourself. What are you genuinely feeling about the future, about the prospects for the future? And sit with that. Sit with that. Sometimes I feel like we fear, hear me out on this one. This may resonate with some and not with others, but do you ever find that, again, you fear not worrying about something? You know what I mean? There's almost it's the worry removes itself for a moment and you're like, no, but some shoe's going to drop, something's going to drop. It's enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. That's when I say go live, right? Go live, go enjoy. So what posture do you get to walk with now in knowing that if things are being dried up, okay, wait a second, this is from the Bible. Hold on. What's the verse? I'm making a stream in the wilderness. Listen, it is what it is. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, again, and I think oftentimes, I think there's real spiritual significance. I think there's a lot of, I think it's just for your growth and becoming, when you feel like everything is being pulled away from you, it's almost like as you start to, I don't want to say start to evolve, but as you walk in this life, right? Sometimes it's small things. That small feeling of safety gets to be removed. For some of you, are like the entire rug got pulled. But as you continue, and I feel like you grow in your own personal faith and recognition that this is working for you, the options to walk outside of that might dwindle. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. What does it look like to walk in ultimate surrender? It doesn't mean you have to do that right now. But what does that invitation look like for you today in this moment? So I just can't wait to see what happens in your life. I know it's going to be beautiful. I know God has a plan. And I just think that notion of it's not this, it's something better. There's always something cooking. I mean, that is freedom. That really is freedom. It's hard to feel that sometimes, right? When life feels like it's hitting you. But how can you start to change the way that you're looking at those experiences to allow you the freedom of living where you are right now and understanding that what you need to get, life is going to give you. And you keep moving. And enjoy the evolution, right? As we know, it's never about the landing spot because, it's something you're going to land there and then there's going to be a new destination. That always happens. So it's not only enjoying where you are, but I think it's enjoying who you are right now. And be proud of yourself. Give yourself just a little pat on the back because you're walking through a lot. You're walking through a lot. Short episode today, another short episode today, but I hope you guys enjoyed. I just wanted to get this out there and just remember that at all times and in all ways, all is, of course, very well. We will chat soon.